Did you know that Star Wars Outlaws will have handcrafted planets with play areas equivalent to the size of 2 to 3 zones from Assassin's Creed Odyssey? This new Star Wars game was recently revealed and is still in development by Massive, which is the game studio behind The Division 1 and 2. It does seem like the studio is taking a liking to working with licensed IPs, as they are also working on Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, which is a first-person shooter set in the same Avatar universe as the films. But here we're going to talk about Star Wars Outlaws, as a bunch of information has come out from various interviews since the initial reveal. For those of you that are seeing Star Wars Outlaws for the first time though, don't worry, here's a quick recap, and we will have all the trailers at the end of the video just for you so you can get caught up. It's a single-player, open-world Star Wars game set between the events of The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. In it, you play as the outlaw scoundrel Kay Vess, with the objective of pulling off the biggest heist the Star Wars Outer Rim has ever seen. We will be blasting, talking, and flying our way out of danger with our trusty companion Nix, which will also be able to help us out even in combat by executing different commands. The game has a focus on player freedom and the choices that we can make. It's releasing for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, as well as PC, and while it doesn't have a solid release date just yet, we do know it's scheduled for 2024. Here's the official description from one of the developers at Massive, quote, "Our team at Massive Entertainment has a great deal of experience in open world games, backed by strong technology. It's the perfect time to tell an original scoundrel story that will resonate with fans. With the Galactic Empire on the heels of the Rebel Alliance and the criminal underworld thriving, an outlaw like Kay Vess has a whole galaxy of opportunity in front of her," end quote. We think it actually looks pretty cool, but what do you guys think of it so far? If the game does look interesting to you, then hit that like button so you can stay up to date. We'll have you covered as new stuff comes out, so make sure you're subscribed. Massive are putting a lot of focus on freedom and player choice in Star Wars Outlaws, as in a recent Edge interview, they said they wanted the player to have full freedom of approach when it comes to the encounters. And the combat section of the gameplay reveal that we got to see definitely does show off some different play spaces that have multiple routes and options for how you take on the scenario. But the freedom also extends outside of just combat and into the open world. As we've previously mentioned, we will have huge handcrafted planets, and the developers have said that each planet in the game is designed in such a way that players will feel like they are going on a journey even while traversing on the fastest vehicles. And in the recent reveal trailer, we got a glimpse on just how fast these vehicles can go, with Kay Vess riding on a speeder bike set piece during one of the missions. For more context on just how big the planets will be, here's what the creative director Julian Garrity said in an Edge interview. Quote, "It's a crude analogy, but the size of one of the planets might be about the equivalent to 2 of the zones in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, for example. It could be 2 to 3 zones, but it's not, you know, sort of the whole recreation of England approach," end quote. When he's referring to these zones, it's quite easy to get confused and think that he is referring to the complete map of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. But what he is actually talking about is one region of the map, like Attica, which in Assassin's Creed Odyssey includes Athens and the surrounding area. This means the game will be quite sizable, but most likely won't be massively sprawling like in the recent Assassin's Creed games. The creative director also commented on the fact that they weren't using procedural generation like other sci-fi games such as No Man's Sky and the upcoming Skyfield, where they used this to create their planets. Using procedural generation in Starfield means that they can have over 1,000 planets for us to explore, but Star Wars Outlaw does also have many planets that haven't been revealed just yet. But the fact that they are handcrafted areas probably does mean it will be on the lower end and something in the realm of Respawn Jedi games. However, there will be some restrictions to the exploration, and it comes in relation to what we think is one of the coolest parts of the game revealed so far, and that is the space travel, as Massive have said that players won't have total free reign to land wherever they want. Instead, there will be landing and takeoff areas. They have said that players will have the opportunity to fly out into space and explore the near orbit of each planet, where we will be able to take on the Empire in epic space battles. In the gameplay trailer, we actually got to see the system that will be used to travel between planets, and rather than it just being a map fast travel in the menu somewhere, we will actually be able to fulfill our dream of hyper jumping to a planet, as we get to see Kay use the hyperdrive itself and lock onto a planet called Akiva, with the game then doing one of the most epic hyperspace jump animations. We're super excited to have large areas to explore, and the developers are heading in the right direction with handcrafted planets, but with many large-scale open world games, sometimes it just feels big for the sake of being big, rather than having content that is actually enjoyable to explore. No one wants an open world area filled with boring and repetitive content or just a barren wasteland, so hopefully this isn't the case here, but some of the Ubisoft games recently like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Valhalla definitely suffered from this in some areas. On this topic, topic though, we're curious to know whether you like more linear or open world games. What's your preference and why? Tell us down below. But next, here are all of the trailers for Star Wars Outlaws to get you up to speed.
Good boy.
I want that fighter stripped for parts by tomorrow.
On it. All right, Nix. Let's go get paid. That worked.
He's the boss because he knows how to handle the Empire.
We cannot trust those officers. They take our credits now, but what stops them from stabbing us in the back?
Nix. Hit that button. Nice one. Hang on tight, little buddy.
I was just leaving. Okay, we'll figure this out.
They'll make us
Shield. Hey, Nick! Catch! This is getting bad. Let's try this out. Dink Ferrick!
stop her.
I think that went pretty well, right? Oh, these guys don't quit! Hang on! That was close. ND5, I got the package. Where are you?
Waiting for you in Jauntus Hope. Were you seen?
I said I got it. What else matters?
Should I assume we won't be working for the Pikes anytime soon?
Well, they'll probably forgive me.
Comforting.
There's Jauntus Hope. We made it, Nix. Hey, Andy.
You're late, Kay. Doc is waiting.
What? Are you worried?
No.
Okay.
No, but you Troy.
What?
Be careful. Donka's a broker, not a friend. She can't be trusted.
Who can out here? See you back at the ship.
Round 2 and I still like my odds. K-Vess. Back already. I told you she's fresh, but she's good.
Who's this?
Just a friend. Join us.
Job was more complicated than you said, Dunka.
You lived. Hey, these aren't toys. They're investments.
Wait. We haven't met.
Don't really know many of you.
Stealing illegal contraband, running with syndicates. I could say you're a threat to the Empire. But I won't have to if you're smart.
Thanks, but I'm smart enough to get myself out of trouble.
You pay the tax just like everyone else.
Whoa, kid, let's just relax.
You won't make it off to Shara alive.
Maybe.
All troopers, we have reports of a fugitive in Jordan's Hope. Move to apprehend.
That Imperial announcement wouldn't be about you, would it?
Could be.
I told you not to trust her.
Not the first time we've outrun the Empire.
We need to leave.
Yeah, no kidding.
Nothing on the sensors yet.
Anybody on the sensors now?
TIE fighters on us.
Got one!
I feel inclined to remind you that we should shake the Empire quickly.
Thanks, I'm working on it. ND, get us out of here.
Installing hyperdrive.
Let's jump. We made it. Hey. Got your new toy.
So, where do we go next?
Anywhere we want.
starship battle.
The Empire?
A shot takes out the TIE in a fiery explosion.
They're everywhere.
A Star Destroyer appears out of hyperspace, and an opposing starship crashes into it.
But the world here
A body in carbonite glides away from a Hutt family member.
belongs to the syndicates.
In the fog, a figure brings down a sword on a smaller being. Lucasfilm Games. In a cantina, a young brunette plays sabacc with a group of aliens.
If I want to survive, I have to play their game.
Under the table, she signals a small creature with a gecko-like face who peeks at her opponent's cards, then returns to her.
Looks like I'm all in.
Now, a bounty hunter shows her image to the bartender, who points to the brunette.
She's in here somewhere.
On second thought, I'm out.
Her creature diverts an opponent's blaster fire, which hits a burly alien at the bar. A fight breaks out.
There she is.
The bounty hunter shoots at the brunette, who dashes through the melee and escapes with her creature at her heels. As the bounty hunter and a few others shoot at her, she runs to a speeder bike parked among ship parts. Climbing on, she zooms away, outrunning explosions at her back.
I've been held back my whole life.
She races through a crowded street with her creature staying close.
And now, I just need a chance to finally be free.
In a cave, the brunette shields her eyes from daylight pouring in.
Wherever that takes me.
I'm here to offer you a way out, okay?
Get off my ship, Jalen.
Give me a chance. You're gonna have to trust me. It'll be dangerous, risky. But if you pull this off, you'll never look over your shoulder again.
In slow motion, Kay shoots down a pursuer from her speeder bike. In a pit, a rancor raises its clawed hands. Standing on the edge of a terrace, a bearded man in a fur cape glowers.
The underworld shows no mercy.
On the edge of a cliff, Kay looks through macro binoculars.
But it's a big galaxy out there, and I'm gonna risk it all.
In the starship battle, Kay twirls and weaves her ship around exploding